For 5 years, Oluchi had been treated like a burden in her own home. Then one cruel family agreement changed everything. She was forced to marry Chidi Eze, a wealthy man everyone believed was blind and helpless. Her stepsister Sandra laughed at her, her stepmother demanded she accept the marriage, and Oluchi left with nothing but her mother's old belongings and a promise to survive. Servants treated her like a queen, expensive gifts waited in her room, and Chidi spoke to her with a kindness she had never known. He offered her a 1-year marriage with no pressure and no promises. Oluchi agreed, but she had her own secret reason for staying. That painting might be the only thing left connecting Oluchi to the life stolen from her. What she did not know was that Chidi was hiding a secret too. His blindness was not as simple as everyone believed, and dangerous people inside his own family were already watching them. The marriage that began as punishment was about to expose betrayal, hidden wealth, and a love neither of them expected. Their journey was only beginning from that night. Oluchi slowly began to feel safe in Chidi's home, but safety did not last. The new housekeeper, Claudia, claimed she knew nothing, yet Chidi soon discovered she had been communicating with his uncle Derek. Even worse, a listening device was found inside the house. They acted like a loving couple while secretly watching their enemies. During those tense days, Oluchi began working beside Chidi as his assistant. At the office, people mocked him because of his blindness and mocked her because she had once been treated like a servant. But Chidi refused to let anyone humiliate his wife. He also discovered that Oluchi had a talent for architecture. Her designs were emotional, practical, and filled with warmth. For the first time, someone saw value in her beyond her family name. Meanwhile, Oluchi continued searching for her mother's missing painting. She had entered the marriage partly to recover it, but Chidi's kindness was making her mission harder. Her heart was beginning to care about the man she had promised to leave after 1 year. Then someone at the company decided to destroy her reputation before she could succeed. Their journey was only beginning from that night. The attack came just before an important presentation. Sandra joined the accusations, claiming Oluchi had ruined the company. But Chidi did not panic. Her ideas impressed the executives, proving she was far more talented than the people who had mocked her. Then Chidi revealed the truth. The missing files had not been deleted by Oluchi at all. Evidence from an employee's phone showed that Sandra and 2 others had planned the sabotage. They were fired, and Sandra stormed away promising revenge. Later, Chidi took Oluchi to a charity art auction because her mother's painting had finally appeared there. The bidding became intense. Oluchi could barely believe the price, but Chidi kept raising his bid until he finally won the painting for millions. He placed it in her hands and told her it belonged with her. For the first time, Oluchi felt that someone was fighting for something that mattered to her. But on their way home, armed men stopped them. They demanded the painting and threatened Oluchi. Chidi stepped in front of his wife, and the truth about his blindness finally came out. Their journey was only beginning from that night. Oluchi was devastated when she learned that Chidi could actually see. Now she wondered whether every moment between them had been an act. Chidi had hidden the truth to protect himself and everyone around him. Oluchi understood the danger, but understanding did not erase the betrayal. She left his home and stayed with her friend Jane. Sandra soon arrived, blaming Oluchi for everything that had gone wrong. But this time, Chidi followed. Sandra was arrested, and her stepmother was taken in for questioning. Their carefully built life of lies began collapsing. Yet Oluchi still could not forgive Chidi immediately. She returned to his home only because Derek remained dangerous. Chidi promised there would be no more lies. Neither of them realized that the biggest secret was still waiting to be uncovered inside the painting Oluchi had fought so hard to recover. The painting could hold proof of everything her family had stolen, and Chidi knew that whoever wanted it would not stop easily. Oluchi had spent years believing she was powerless, but now she was standing beside a man fighting enemies far more dangerous than her stepmother. Their journey was only beginning from that night. A restoration expert examined the painting and noticed that its frame was unusually thick. Hidden inside was a secret compartment containing documents from Oluchi's mother. They discovered a private will that her father had never revealed. Her mother had known that the family might try to steal everything from her daughter, so she had created a trust in Oluchi's name. They wanted her to believe she had nothing so she would never search for what truly belonged to her. Her mother had protected her even after death. But before Oluchi could celebrate, Chidi faced another threat. Derek called an emergency family meeting and tried to remove him from the company, claiming Chidi was mentally and physically unfit to lead after his accident. Chidi walked into the meeting without his cane. Everyone froze when he announced that he could see. Then he accused Derek of causing the crash 5 years earlier. Claudia's evidence confirmed that Derek had paid her to spy on Chidi and plant listening devices. Derek's lies were finally exposed, but instead of surrendering, he made one desperate move. He abducted Oluchi and demanded that Chidi give up control of the company or watch his wife die. Their journey was only beginning from that night. Derek forced him to sign documents surrendering control, believing he had finally won. Oluchi begged Chidi not to destroy his future for her, but Chidi told her that even if she never forgave him, he would still choose her. Then Derek's own hired criminal turned against him. The man admitted Derek had ordered the killing and refused to continue after discovering that Chidi had never harmed him. Police surrounded the location and arrested Derek. After the rescue, Oluchi finally learned another shocking truth. 5 years earlier, she had been the young woman who pulled an injured stranger from a crashed car. She had forgotten his name, but Chidi had never forgotten her voice or the birthmark on her arm. He had searched for that woman for years. The woman he was looking for had been Oluchi all along. Oluchi realized she had not simply married a stranger. She had unknowingly married the man whose life she once saved. Chidi admitted that hiding his sight had been wrong, and Oluchi admitted that she had entered his life searching for her mother's painting. They had both lied because they were afraid. Now they faced one final choice: return to the contract, or build something real without secrets. Their journey was only beginning from that night. Oluchi chose to stay, but not because of a contract, money, or family pressure. Her father apologized for abandoning her and admitted that he had failed to protect her from the people who stole her mother's wealth. Oluchi forgave him, but she made it clear that forgiveness did not mean forgetting. Chidi rebuilt the company with honest employees and promised that the family business would never again be controlled by fear and deception. Oluchi also returned to architecture, finally using the talent she had been forced to abandon years earlier. The painting was placed in her home, where she could see her mother's face every morning. Oluchi admitted that she once believed their marriage was a punishment. Chidi smiled and asked what she believed now. She answered with one word: home. He told her that his mother had protected him through the accident, while her mother had protected Oluchi through the secret trust. Somehow, their mothers had left behind a path that brought them together. Their story had begun with rejection, fear, and lies, but it ended with truth. The woman everyone called a burden became the owner of $100 million legacy, a respected architect, and the wife of the man whose life she had once saved. Their journey was only beginning from that night.